Alright, hello YouTube. Just gonna do a little deck video here for my new zombie deck. First off, start out. 1, 2, 3 Vampire Lords. Centerpiece of any effective zombie deck in my opinion. Very, very effective. Especially at helping clear cards out of the opponent's deck. And then we got 1, 2 Ryokokis. This is very effective against, at least I find, against the Lightsworns. It really helps out, and it's really easy to get out, especially with cards coming up here in a second. Then we got 1 Despair from the Dark. Not always the easiest to get out, and not too effective. Really is effect. I've never had it come into use, but it can really help out if you need just that little bit extra to finish your opponent off one turn, something like that. Next we got a Dark Dust Spirit. A bit of a controversial choice, I would say, but very effective, especially at clearing the field. When you're up against something like, your Lightsworns or whatever, where your opponent has stacked the field very quickly. This can help clear it out when, say, you've maybe already used your Dark Hole, or you don't have something like JD to clear your opponent away. And then next we've got another centerpiece of the zombie deck. 1, 2, 3 Pyramid Turtles. These get just about everything out except obviously Dark Dust, and I don't believe it may get Vampire Lord out, but usually you'll be getting Koki out with it, and it really, really can speed things up. And of course, to back up all these special summons you're doing with the zombie deck, really the main thing, the piece de resistance, if you will, for me, is the Soul Absorbing Bone Towers. Now, these can help out in any number of ways. You have your classic Bone Lock, where if you have 2 of these out, your opponent cannot attack you. You have to get rid of them with an effect. And then making your opponent discard the top 2 cards from their deck every time you special summon. If you have 2 or 3 of these out, especially dealing with something like Lightsworns, where your opponent's heavily discarding from their deck, you can, actually I've had this happen before, you can get your opponent's deck out, which can really save you if you're running low on life points. And then just to finish up with monsters here, we have 2 Zombie Masters, essential in any zombie deck nowadays, and really essential with the whole special summon concept. And it can really help you stack your side of the field, especially if you think like Bone Towers, and using its effect in combination with other special summons to send something to your hand and then straight from the graveyard back to the field without having to tribute, without having to waste a card to do it. Mizuki plays in well with the Zombie Master. I don't have it in my current build right now because I don't have one. I have one coming in the mail, but Shinten Doji will really help out. If combining that with Mizuki, you can get cards banished back on the field, and kind of get a combo going there to stack your side of the field to help clear out your opponent. We have a Goblin Zombie. Not that effective, but it works well. It's easy to get out. It's 4 stars. You can use that to stack for XYZs. Just overall, I really enjoy it. Then we have Giant Rat. Really the only purpose of getting out turtles, but also it's 4 stars. It's Earth, so it can dodge some of those, like Mizuki and Pyramid Turtle, but all Earth. It can really help dodge things that will block dark monsters. So I find it effective. And then to finish off monsters here, 2 Spirit Reapers. Effective wall. It comes in handy. Easy to just lay down, tribute if you need it, if all this is all you're going to do. Overall, it helps. It comes in handy more often than you think. Now, moving on to spells, the centerpiece spell of any zombie deck are these 2 cards here. First, 3 Books of Life. They get out your special summons, they get out monsters, and they remove things from your opponent's graveyard. Especially helpful when you have things like that you're trying to get rid of, especially dealing with Lightsworns. I know I'm mentioning Lightsworns often because I deal with them a lot in duels, not so much Glad Beasts or anything like that. But it's really, really effective at clearing something out, especially in combination with things like Zombie Master, when you give something to the graveyard to get it back on the field. The other centerpiece spell, Call the Mummy. I used to run 3, but I'm running 2 now. I feel that's a bit more effective. I feel like I can get things out enough other ways that I don't really need to run 3. Especially helpful first turn when you can get 2 monsters out first turn, especially one that's more than 4 stars. Very, very good at stacking your side of the field quickly. Next we have 2 Shrinks. Great just to block a simple attack, especially great with V-Lord with battle damage and getting cards out of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. You can also kind of help save you if you have dealing with something like those Light Swords where they can hit heavy fast. It can really help save you in those respects. 2 MSTs, I think pretty much everybody has those in their deck. Don't really need a lot of explanation for that. 2 creature swaps. Very, very effective. Especially when you're running a deck like I do, when you don't necessarily have a lot of money, you don't know the metagame inside and out. You can just take whatever your opponent's doing, let them set something up for you, and steal it away from them to help beat you. To help beat them, sorry. And then I think the last of my spells are basically staples. We got a Dark Hole, Swords, Monster Reborn, and Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice can definitely help with getting things back into your deck. It can be detrimental sometimes. You can use it and then draw a Zombie Master and then not have anything to bring back with it. But other than that, it can really help you if you're running low or you need to get something drawn again. Help you get those back in your hand to then use with Zombie to get back in. So it has it's a double-edged sword. Now finally, moving on to traps. We have 2 compulsories, very simple. Everybody should use those, at least one. I used to run 3, I'm down to 2 now, just to clear up some room, and because if you're stuck with 3 and then no monsters, it really doesn't matter in the end, if you get caught with them in your hand. Deck Devastation Virus, very helpful in this deck, obviously, with all the dark monsters, especially when people are using gay shit like plants or whatever, when everything's low attack and is just there for show, for its effects, it can just completely shut that down for a couple of turns, which is very, very nice. Torrential Tribute, staple at this point, everybody should use that. And Trapped Outshoot, everybody should use that as well, very, very effective. Especially against shit like Trag. A duel last night I used that, it was, I thought it was pretty goddamn hilarious. And then right now, so they're just really getting back into the game. I don't have a lot of cards yet that are God post whenever the fucking Alien set came out. I don't remember which one that was. But I have Wind Up Zenmeister, who I keep calling Hyozanrio because I keep forgetting his name. And I find that's helpful so far. There's another XYZ that does something like you remove one of the monsters and you negate an attack. I need to get that one. I think that one's a 4-star one too, so I could use that. But I'm just building up my extra deck at this point. Obviously I need Plague Spreader so I can get some synchros in here. I just haven't gotten around to that yet. At this point in time I can't throw down $9-10 bucks for one card like that. But hopefully after Christmas and all that I'll be able to waste some money on this children's card game. So that's all. That's my deck. Any recommendations, any questions? Don't ask me any questions, but give me recommendations. That's all. Bye.